And we're live.
Hello. Welcome. Pre-show show number 3, the last day of the All-Star weekend. Jam-packed, honestly, just jam-packed with nothing but content and fun. And is the last day going to be the best day? Darren, is the last day the best day?
I think it depends on the viewer. Is the
Yeah.
last day going to be the best day? If you're a NASCAR fan, 100%.
Yeah.
If you're a PBA fan, maybe not. If you're both, it's going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen.
And everyone's going to be both today. It's going to be the greatest thing you've ever seen. We had 2 days on Friday and Saturday of the skill showdown where Team Storm swept Darren, you, Mr. Sean Rash, and Kyle Troop. And then day 2, we had the PBA Legacy Cup with a bunch of legends, a bunch of rising stars, and a bunch of all-stars. And Kyle Troop takes the crown for that one too. So today, he's going for the clean sweep. Going for the clean sweep of the PBA All-Star Weekend. It's only fitting that he is going for the clean sweep. He is the defending champ of the NASCAR Invitational that is going on today. So we'll let one of you guys, talk a little bit about who we got going and bowling and what the format is.
Yeah, I got the teams pulled up.
Perfect.
So for I guess it's the NASCAR/PBA/PWBA kind of invitational type of deal. So we got 4 teams, 1 pro, 1 NASCAR driver. First, we got our very own Mr. Darren Tang, teamed up with Chase Briscoe. Darren's with Chase Briscoe. We have Daria Payuk with Daniel Hemrick. So we got some ladies on the show. We have Kyle Troop and Eric Almirola, which are the defending champions, I do believe. So they're going for the repeat. And Kyle just winning every made-for-TV event humanly possible. And then we have Lindsay Boomershine and AJ Allmendinger. Those are the 4 teams. Darren, question: did they have the men bowling against each other and the women bowling against each other in the first round?
That they did.
I would assume so. So it's a guarantee that it's a man versus woman team in the finals. So we got Daria's team versus Lindsay's team and Darren's team versus Kyle's team. Darren, tell us the format.
Yeah, we got a bracket coming up for you. It's going to be a Baker match. So the professional is going to go second. So they have an exciting 10th frame, hopefully. So the NASCAR driver will lead off the match, and they'll bowl every odd frame. And then the professional bowler will bowl every even frame. Men versus the women, or men versus the men in the first round. Women versus the women on the other side of the bracket. And then the 2 winners will meet for the finals.
I got a question for you guys. I brought this up for the PBA Junior match. I always believe that the PBA Junior should be the one in the 10th frame.
The 10th instead of the...
Yeah, and they're convinced that the PBA player needs to be in the 10th frame because they're the pros. Like, well, the whole point of the show is to showcase juniors and that, allow them to shine in the 10th frame. Like, let the match come down to them. Like, this is their time to shine on TV. They don't get the opportunity very much. It could be their only opportunity ever to ever be on TV. Like, you kind of want the ball in their hand. Like, if they need a double to win and they get the double to win, that is something they will remember forever.
Forever, yeah.
Now, it kind of goes on the flip side. Obviously, if they have a chance and, they mess up, then they'll may remember that forever. But it's it's one of those things that that's what you want, right? I mean, when you're growing up, that's the idea. You want to strike to win, a tournament. So you want that chance. So they actually did it this year. apparently I made enough of an impact that they decided to change the way they did the show, and I thought it was cool because I think both of the shows actually came down to the kid needing to do one or the other, both the women's show and the boys show, and I would think you kind of want the same. I get it that they aren't really bowlers like the NASCAR the racers, but I feel like that would still be a little more interesting to put them in the 10th frame to where like literally anything could happen. Like, yo, this guy needs one.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's not guaranteed because it's just one of those things that I don't know, I feel like it would be way more interesting if they were in the 10th frame, but I guess this one I kind of understand a little bit better. But
I could tell you based on what happened, I'm not going to give any spoilers, but I don't think he wanted the NASCAR drivers in the 10th.
Well,
that's what makes it more exciting. Literally, like they could be up.
They could go 1-2.
I will tell you though that
the
title match is pretty entertaining. At least it was entertaining for me.
Well, if it was entertaining for you, it's entertaining for everyone. Hopefully.
Yeah. So
I mean, that's the thing. It's like when they did the CB3 challenge, you got like LeBron, who's the greatest athlete of all time, and he clearly is the worst bowler of all time. So it's like, how many of these NASCAR guys bowl that often? You know, some of them might because they might be fans of bowling, but some of them might have never touched a bowling ball before until this weekend. And that brings me to my first question for you guys, because I agree. I think the celebrity should be in the 10th. It does make it more interesting. But with guys that might not have ever bowled, what kind of scores are we going to be looking at here? Like what's going to be the lowest score bowled? Because I don't think we're going to see anything very high. Because you got to imagine in a Baker setting with celebrities, they're not going to throw more than maybe one strike.
By the way, I was very close to the lowest game bowled
yesterday.
On yesterday's show. EJ made the 4-8-10.
Yeah,
surpassed my score. So that was 154 waiting to happen.
I also said 250 would get bowled.
And you did say 250. I didn't think quite 250 would get bowled, but
because we're good at our job, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, I did almost pick all third place finishers out of 3 the first day.
That's in the past. You're only as good as your last pick, and our last pick was those scores. Okay.
Redeem myself, but I could see like 120 being bowled today.
You got to think like the pros are going to probably strike 3 to 5 times. So
yeah, well, I mean, Darren has mentioned that they got pretty hard the more than random. Plus, plus there's a chance that you get 0 clean frames from your partner. So, I mean, I could see 120, 130 being bowled.
I'll give you guys some of the variables. So, practice. God, I don't know how much of a spoiler this would be. But I felt like they were pretty easy. You know, I felt like I could throw wherever I want. I could throw up the track, kind of knuckle puck it. I could curve it if I wanted to. Kyle was striking. All the girls were striking. And then they reran them. We got 2 shots of practice per lane. Lo and behold, they're a little different. Can't hook it anymore. If I miss to the right, it's not coming back. And now it's like, oh, getting a little tense. So do what you will with that information. The approaches, of course, weren't very good the entire time we were there.
Yeah.
Doors were open. There's dust everywhere. We're in a desert, so
so
literally approaches are going to be
bad approaches, hard lanes, and people.
So guys are scared to use their legs because they don't want to fall down. But it's kind of backwards because you got to use your legs so that you slow down, you stop. So. Kyle was trying to keep his feet slow. I'm trying to keep my feet slow. It's just not good.
So you're saying they're going to be impossible? That's my question. Do you think a team could bowl under 100? You got to think like if they're hard and you can't slide very well or you're sliding too much, you don't have those guaranteed like unibaggers from the pros. And if they can't strike, and then you've got other guy, the celebrity who's opening a bunch, is 100 possible?
Yeah, like I mean, even if you get a spare and then the NASCAR driver goes up, throws it in the gutter, the spare is almost irrelevant. It only gets you.
Gosh, that is a good point.
I mean, I don't think they'll be under 100, but I think it's 100%
It's funny
possibility.
to think about.
Like, it's actually a realistic possibility, but I don't think it happens.
I was told my partner went 5 for 5, not just on marks. He struck every time last year.
That
is
not,
impressive.
I don't
Yeah.
know if that can happen again.
Yeah, that's
Wait,
I
your
know.
partner did that?
My partner did that, so I was feeling pretty good going in.
Did you guys have like what did you do for team chemistry? Because this is gonna decide my pick. Like, were you guys cool, or were you just like, oh, we're just bowling with each other?
He
You
was
guys
pretty cool, yeah.
stay-
In the warm ups, I was asking some questions about NASCAR because it was my first NASCAR event. I've never been to one. I've never really watched NASCAR at all, so I'm asking a bunch of questions, and he's pretty cool. I'd say it wasn't uncomfortable. We were pretty.
On a scale of
Thought it
1
was
to
solid.
10, where do
So
you
you-
feel your team chemistry was?
I feel like we were maybe a 7.
That's pretty good for
Yeah,
complete
7 is
strangers.
pretty good. Yeah,
Too focused on NASCAR though. You weren't getting
possibly.
into the bowling
I mean,
Yeah, why are you
he
talking about
wasn't
NASCAR?
weird. He wasn't weird about, or he wasn't like standoffish at all, or anything like that. And then after we were done, he had me and Kyle sign his jersey to give away, or I don't even know if he gave it away. He might have kept it, but he seemed to be
enjoying the moment.
enjoying the moment, fan of bowling. And
I
I
like
will
that.
say that I'm a big AJ Allmendinger fan.
I was
During-
gonna say that's the
Yeah.
coolest last name I've ever heard.
Yeah, people call him the Dinger.
Almendinger, the Dinger.
Yeah, he during the
That guy's
warm-ups,
awesome.
he comes up to me, he's like, "Hey Darren, I'm a fan, man. I've been watching the channel for a
Let's
year."
go.
And I just stood there like,
You're like, I've been watching you race for a year. I swear to God,
What?
I have.
I swear, yeah, like this race last year, you did great. He's like, I crashed and got 35th. Like, what do you
I
mean?
wasn't here
Oh.
last year. Where was-
Oh, must have been a different race.
it was just
That-
cool to know that another like a professional in another field is interested in our field. So that's pretty cool. I mean, he wasn't bad. He could hook it a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, how many of those guys had to
Relatively
get?
speaking.
Did they have like a
We
press
had
there to
matchmaker
drill
balls.
I was gonna say, how do they do that with the
Yeah.
bowling balls? They just have the pre-drilled matchmaker balls.
They had the matchmaker balls.
It makes sense.
Dang. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, obviously we don't know like really much anything about like the celebrities besides like the day that you got to meet them because they were only there for Sunday, right? For
Yeah,
today.
it was just an appearance that they do. They're in, they're out, and then
Yeah.
their
I feel like
schedules.
what would have been cooler is if there was the Baker match, but then there was a secondary where the bowlers raced the cars. I think that should have been the secondary match
Wait, hold on.
with the NASCAR drivers in the
in the passenger seat. Yeah,
run shot.
then coaching you, driving around. I think so. I mean, in that case,
I want to go real fast.
in that case, I think Kyle gets last because he can't fit the helmet on, so he's just not even allowed.
Yeah, he doesn't even get to get in the car.
He doesn't even get to drive. He can't.
You have to
get
go
Wait,
through the window.
Are NASCARs are they manual transmission?
I would imagine.
I would think.
I don't. You truly don't know, honestly.
So, I don't know. Can Daria and Lindsay drive stick? Can Kyle drive stick?
I don't know. I think they're.
I
Can
might win.
anybody
I might
drive
win by
stick anymore?
default.
You know how to drive stick?
I have a stick shift car. Yeah.
I feel like that's not a thing anymore. You just
I
don't
would
need
think.
to do
I
that.
would think they have to be stick shift. But then again, like you have like the F1 cars, like they're like the paddles. So, but
They're probably paddle
No, I
shifted.
saw the inside of the car. I just didn't know if it was a
Yeah.
manual. There's a stick in there. Yes,
Yeah,
I would
manual.
imagine.
Yeah, I'm
I
winning.
would
That,
say, I'm pretty
That's
sure.
actually an ejecto-ceto button. It's not. It's not. It's ejecto-ceto.
Pretty sure they're manual. That's kind of part of the how good you are at racing is changing gears when appropriate.
So
Yeah,
it's not
they
just
are.
driving.
They are manual. People in the chat are saying
Yeah.
they're
So
manual.
I mean,
not just
I feel
Sorry,
like
guys, we don't know anything about NASCAR.
Darren's a lockjaw win then.
I mean, I walked in there. I was like, "Where's Lightning McQueen?" That's kind of where I was at with NASCAR.
But nice. I mean, you know how scary it'd be to drive those cars? They go like 230 miles an hour. It'd be terrifying. I've gone like 100. Now double that.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Do NASCARs even get to 200?
Yeah.
I heard in an interview, guys said 150 to 160, but I don't know if
I
that
thought
was
it was like 200.
Yeah,
So they
I
have
don't-
they
I
have
think they
different
do like
cars.
200.
On Saturday, they had the Xfinity series, which was being explained to me that's like our version of a regional. And then they have the Cup Series on Sunday, which they use bigger cars that go faster.
Like Ricky Bobby?
That's like the tour stop.
Yeah,
Tour
I think
stop.
I think they have like, obviously limits and stuff to their car. But I think like the F1 cars get to a little over 200, and I feel like
Do you
they're
think the F1 cars go faster?
quite a bit quicker. Yeah, but I feel like we're actually talking like we know anything about NASCAR.
Yeah, people are gonna save us in the chat because we don't know. They do 200 miles an hour. Yeah, see, I that's what I thought too. That's terrifying. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know if I could do that. I think I would go speed limit, which
cruise around.
Yeah,
you probably fall off the banks because
you just slide down because you're not going fast enough.
You probably have to go at least like 80 or 90 to be able to stay on the
before today's event, we got to ride in the pace cars, and we probably hit like 90. It wasn't like super fast. So that would have been cool. I think that one actually went faster, but they had 4 Chevy SUVs that they were just so they could get more people in. Yeah, so we probably got like to 80 or 90. We were taking the turns at like 70 to 80 for sure, but you can still feel the G's like pulling. Like my neck was a little sore after. We weren't even going like top speed. Yeah, like this is nuts, man. Like, these guys are going this fast around these corners, and I'm feeling my neck right now, just going like a little baby speed that I drive on freeway.
Yeah, they do a lot of workouts and stuff like that.
They do neck workouts and things like that. Yeah,
braces too. I saw a guy get out of the car, just pull his brace off after he crashed.
Oh yeah, they have massive brace. I mean, obviously,
they need everything. Yeah.
Fire hazard suits and all
that. I also learned that they could lose up to 6 to 11 pounds in one race.
They can lose what?
Just sweating profusely.
Yeah, because it gets so hot in there.
They just lose so much weight. It's crazy. Like if I did that, if that happened to me, I'd be dead.
Yeah,
it's like 10% of my body weight.
Like I wouldn't say
I ain't got 10 pounds to give up.
I don't know.
Decent amount of F1, but I do watch the F1. I'm assuming NASCAR is probably the same way, where they'll like weigh you before and after the race, to like monitor like health concern type of deals, where it's like X amount of like weight over the race. They're like, like you need to get checked out because obviously it's not healthy, not safe. So I would imagine they probably do the same thing there too, where it's like, hey, like you've lost 15 pounds in the last 2 hours. You may need some medical attention.
Right. Like, okay, give me a Cliff Bar. Let me get back out there.
Yeah.
Let me get back out there. So, Darren, did you get to go to the race?
Yeah, so we actually we had the opportunity to watch Saturday and Sunday's race. We pretty much hung out all day on Saturday. I don't think we did we did some bowling after. There was some like strike competition stuff. It was pretty much a party in the barn. Let me talk about the race first. So they took us all behind the scenes stuff. We got to walk onto one of the trucks, see all the stuff, tell us about how the drivers aren't just drivers. They basically are caretakers for everybody on the truck. So that the driving part from stop to stop is not even the hardest part. They have to cook for everybody. So basically they do all the meal preps and stuff for the drivers and everybody that handles the pit stops and the crew. So learning about all that stuff was pretty cool. The trucks were pretty cool too. And we got to sit in the pit. Actually got to watch a pit stop. So that was really cool.
Those are crazy.
And then we had a suite that we got to watch from one of the boxes.
So it wasn't super loud.
Yeah, it was cool. Yeah, it was cool. And then afterwards, we had the whole bowling thing at the barn. They had all the disco lights and stuff on. They had a band playing. People were getting hammered. We were throwing strikes for people to win Go bowling packages. So it was a good time.
That sounds fun.
Yeah,
that sounds like a good time. I've never been to a NASCAR race either. I've been to like some smaller races, and even seeing like stuff like that is cool. So NASCAR being like the top of the top that's pretty sweet.
Yeah, it was really cool. And the fans, I gotta say, the NASCAR fans are really, really warm and welcoming to the whole bowling thing. You know, they were asking questions and stuff. They weren't like, pro bowling, yeah, screw that. They were like,
I feel like that's the same demographic.
Let's go bowling.
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot of the same demographic. People that watch NASCAR probably like to bowl or bowl league.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. I actually ran into some people that bowled some West regions in Arizona
that
They
were
like,
just there to watch
they're
the
like,
race.
Darren, I remember seeing you last year in January at the whatever regional. I was like, that's wild. What's
That is wild.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That is wild. I love that. Well, I don't know how to make predictions at all. Let me tell you.
Solely
Got to be
based
about
on-
as random
It's just what
as
my gut's
possible.
gonna tell me.
Flip
But
a coin every match.
it's like, is the X Factor the pro or is the X Factor the celebrity here? Who
It's
makes
a
the
celebrity,
biggest-
100%.
Yeah, it's got to be.
Okay.
Yeah.
So the X
'Cause-
Factor is the people that I don't know at all.
Yeah. Because if the pro strikes every time, but the NASCAR driver
Gets
opens
like
every
2.
time, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Kev, do you want to change it? It's actually on Big Fox today.
Oh, it is on Big Fox.
Big Fox.
Nice.
Big
I can
Fox.
change that. On
Thanks,
Fox.
Metal
I love
Machine.
that.
Appreciate you pointing that out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean the X Factor gotta 100% be the celebrity because it's like you're imagining the pro's gonna stay clean for the most part. I mean, and then but then it depends on count. So it's like even if you go 9 spare, it's like okay, but if the NASCAR driver gets 1, then kind of becomes irrelevant. But if he gets 9, it could be massive.
It's big time to hit a lot in the first shot. I mean, we know that Eric is like bowls a little bit. He at least bowled this last year. Did any of the other guys, Chase Briscoe, also bowl last year? Did the other 2 bowl last year?
I don't know if AJ bowled, but I know he does bowl.
Yeah.
The other guy, I don't know.
Well, I'm telling you this. I know that Troop is going for the clean sweep, and I know that he's made for these events, but he just simply doesn't have a cool enough name like Almond.
I mean, Allmendinger's top notch. That is top notch. Like it's going to be hard to beat. I mean, he hits dingers on the regular. It's got to be.
He also has more titles than Troop. He's got 17.
Oh,
Wait. Oh, like racing titles?
Yeah.
he's got 17
Oh,
regional titles.
Is that what they call? They don't call them titles. They're wins.
Or he's got wins. 17 wins.
It's just the coolest last name I've heard of in a very long time. So that's my pick solely off of his last name. And because women power, they're getting one today.
Boomershine is also a pretty cool last name. So you got the Almond.
You're
Dinger,
right.
You got the
Yeah,
Boomdinger.
You
Team
got the
Boomdinger.
Boomdinger. That's really good.
That's crazy.
The Boomdinger. Yeah, you can't lose with a name like that. Like their chemistry has to be at an all-time high.
Yeah, I mean, Darren did get the guy that went 5 for 5 last year.
But can lightning strike twice?
Those are some high expectations.
But is it lightning?
Um,
Is he just that good?
is it lightning or is it fate?
Is it
Yeah,
Lightning
is it
McQueen?
lightning or is it just natural talent?
Darren, I feel like I've just not been a good friend and haven't given you a chance. But I mean, you just got to understand where I'm at with Boom.
No, I completely agree. I mean, he's my guy. He told me he watches the channel. He's like, you know what? More power to you, brother. I'm cheering for you.
Boomdinger is a good one. So I'm going Team Boomdinger. Again, solely off of name and nothing to do with bowling. That's my pick.
That's a tough name to beat.
I think
mean-
the only X factor here is Eric has a 299 game, and it's his only 200 game.
That's so crazy.
he's got experience stringing them.
That's a little bit more of the lightning can it strike twice type deal.
Absolutely, but he's got a little bit of a little experience. Under his belt.
It was with Kyle's bowling ball at an event they were doing together, so it's a little team chemistry, a little team mojo there.
Is he a no thumber?
He's a no thumber,
So he can throw Kyle's balls. That's a huge start.
Yeah, well, no,
He
he's
has front
both.
cutters.
He's both. So last year
Oh.
on the show, he threw it straight with his thumb in, and then I think
Like
at
no hook.
no
So
hook,
he's a
dead
steady
straight.
shooter.
So he was just messing around. They were doing some event, I think, in Kyle's hometown or something like that, and he's like, "Hey, Kyle, can I throw your ball?" Somehow he's got the front 11, and then it just gets behind it a little bit. Messenger in front of the 10, leaves the 10.
I saw the 10th.
10.
I saw the 10th frame video. That's crazy. Imagine if he bowled 300 and then he still has never bowled 200. Think about that.
I have bowled a perfect game and never shot.
I've bowled 300, but I've never bowled a 200 before. They'd be like, "What are you talking about?" Like, I've never gotten a 200, and I went over 200. That would be a crazy thing.
You guys ever have a block like that where you bowl 300, but like they were hard and things just kind of lined up? You saw a pair that was, it gave you a little something.
I've never understood that when you see guys that have like an awful block, but they randomly shoot 300 and then they go like minus 200 for the rest of the games. If I'm bowling bad, I'm just bowling bad. I don't.
Wait, didn't Nair kind of do that at the U.S. Open?
I think he did. Yeah. He started off with like 300 and he went like minus 50 the rest of the block or something.
I think I've had like a string where I've gone like 190, 180, 300, 190 or something like that. But it's never been like a 150, 300, 170, 160. Like it's never been like massive difference, but obviously 190 and 300 is pretty big difference. But
we're just looking for the non 200 block.
Yeah.
But finish with a plus score.
I don't think I've ever had the full block of no 200 games, unless it just never shot 300 and also never shot 200. I've done that.
Yeah, not me. I'm more. I say that I'm not consistent anymore. Even when I'm bowling good, it's like 250, 198, 250, 204.
I've had 260 twice in a block with 120 as well for plus 11, but it was in cold water, so I feel like
anything can happen there. Just like anything can happen in today's Baker matches.
Looking at this scorecard, I was like, I don't know whether to be happy or sad. I was 130 over for 2 games.
So since we know the bracket, should we just make predictions of who's going to bowl against who? Because we know that it's the girls bowling each other and the guys bowling each other. And
I'm taking bets now. I'm taking all bets.
You're taking bets?
All bets. Every single one.
You're the bookie? I'll think about it. What kind of odds are we rocking with here? Because then I can gauge on it.
Let me see.
Like, what would be the odds here? Like, Kyle's got to be way minus, like super minus.
He's gonna be like minus 2,000.
I mean, that's a little aggressive.
He's the defending champion. He's coming off of 2 wins. He's riding the high. He's nice and comfortable on this pair.
But I also feel like when all that stuff's in play, it doesn't make your odds as good because it's like he can't keep doing this,
A little bit of pressure too.
Like watching LeBron average 25 at the age of 72. It's like he can't keep doing this, right?
But he's doing it.
He's still doing it.
Also, back to LeBron. He's a lot of people talking smack about LeBron, but he's got more PBA titles than most people.
That's true.
He got his
Do you
one.
Count that? Do you count that?
Got his one. Title? It says PBA and it's a title.
They gave him one, but they can't give the left one. This is unreal.
Wait, did he strike from the left or the right? What side of the head pin did it
I
hit?
think the infamous 5 pin was on the right side.
I think it was on the right.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Lindsay versus Daria. Who are we taking here? Me and Chris, because Darren again just doesn't get to chime in at all about this because he was there.
Yeah.
I'm here to give the insider info.
Well, it's tough because we haven't seen the ladies in a while. They haven't been bowling. I believe Daria has been bowling a decent amount, but I also believe she's somewhat injured. And then Lindsay, I have no idea. She bowled the PBA junior thing. She flew in like the night before. She did not bowl very well on the show. And then like immediately left. So she was in Wichita for like 12 hours, did not bowl very well, and then left. So I think she gets redemption today.
Okay.
She's bowling with the dinger.
A long-winded version of a redemption story for Lindsay and the Boom Dinger team to move on to the finals.
Okay. I like that prediction too. Again, you gave insight on like bowling about being injured and not bowling that much in sharpness. None of that matters, Chris. The only thing that matters is that name, Boom Dinger. That's the only reason that matters. So Lindsay and AJ are going to win the first match.
Yeah. We could also go Dinger Shine. Kind of like that one too.
Dinger Shine's not bad either.
Yeah. I mean, they're winning the first match.
They just can't lose.
And then it's Darren and Chase versus defending champs Kyle and Eric with an A. Never seen Eric with an A. Eric.
Barola.
Chris, what are we feeling here? I think I'm not just saying this out of like pity because I just said that I feel like I haven't been saying that you're gonna win, but I think you're gonna knock him off of his throne today. I think you beat Kyle because you just can't keep doing it.
I mean, listen, like we're talking about Kyle coming off a high. He's got 2 wins here. He's looking for the sweep, but we're forgetting that my man Darren is 1-0 on the weekend as well.
It's what I'm saying. I mean, he's also vibing.
He won his one event. He's feeling comfortable in the barn. Hi.
He's feeling comfortable in the barn. I think you dethroned them.
Partner went 5-0 last year.
I was about as uncomfortable as I have been all year bowling, and I've been pretty uncomfortable bowling this year.
As uncomfortable as you could be, still won. That just proves me even more so that
the stars are aligning. You are NASCAR.
Partner went 5 for 5. Partner went 5 for 5 last year. Probably not going to happen again, but we can get some spares in there.
Big confidence.
He probably has confidence too because he came in last year. He was like, I could probably bowl on tour. These guys suck.
Yeah.
As he's throwing a straight ball.
Whatever. Hey, however you got to do.
That's
the
even
beauty
more
of the
impressive.
sport.
He got 5, throwing it straight.
So he's taking the lane out of play. You said they're a little bit more challenging. He's taking the lane out of play. If Eric starts trying to hook it, I don't know, man. I don't know. It could be a disaster.
That's a good point. He did hook it.
We're going Bristol here. Yeah.
Briscoe.
Yeah.
He's got a cool last name too.
Although it's going to be tough for me to go against the Boomdinger.
Darren, you're our guy, dude. I promise.
It's all good. I understand. I understand.
The Boomdinger, dude. Come on. Come on.
Now the Boomdinger as a name favorite could be the -2000. Maybe more. Yeah, if we're just solely going off names.
I can't even remember the other guy's name that Daria bowled with.
Oh, let me pull it up because I forget as well.
Daniel.
Daniel Hemrick. Yeah.
Daniel Hemrick. Which
you just can't make a cooler name than Boomdinger.
Dada, maybe. They both start D-A-D-A. Dada.
Dada. What's up is Dada.
Dada.
I mean,
you can't stop the dad.
Team Dada coming to get it.
I mean, that's not that bad either.
I mean,
they want the dandies.
It's not Boomdinger, so it may keep Boomdinger from going over.
I'm gonna be honest. Dada's funny, but it's not Boomdinger.
It's not Boomdinger, but Dada keeps it to where like Boomdinger doesn't get to -20,000.
Who's C? Who is this? Your YouTube? Because he was on yesterday and he commented, but it was on Facebook, so you just saw his name.
Yeah,
it is valid. Both their names start with a C.
And our last names are both
Team Dada. Team Dada. No, it's gonna be Boomdinger. So, if you guys got to bowl on a celebrity match with any celebrity ever, who are you picking for your celebrity?
Any celebrity ever.
Yeah, I mean, because this is a celebrity match.
That's
Bobby Portis.
You're such a troll. There's no way.
What? Oh man. That's
stare into our opponent's souls and just suck the life out of them.
Bobby Portis. It could be any time of ever. It could be like Benjamin Franklin.
Is that your pick?
I don't know. Kind of sounds dope.
Keven.
I don't know. It sounds pretty sick to bowl Benjamin Franklin.
Oh man, that would be good.
Mookie's a good pick if you want to win. That's a good pick.
It is a good pick, but that one's a basic pick.
Couldn't name another celebrity that's as good though.
This is a good pick right here.
This guy.
I like this pick.
let me drink some water for you.
I think I go Allen Iverson.
Dude, that's such a good pick, Chris, that I would also pick Allen Iverson. That was like my first big role model growing up. But
and we're wearing the finger bands.
shooting sleeve, finger bands,
Headband.
He wore finger bands?
I'm getting braids. We're doing it all.
I also wore finger bands to league one time.
Yeah, it's Allen Iverson, baby.
I didn't even know. I didn't even know what they were. I was like, what do you use these for? Like when your fingers start to sweat?
It's just for coolness. It's just for coolness. That's all it is.
The Rock.
Allen Iverson's a good pick. Do you think Allen Iverson would be good at bowling because he was just a good athlete? But like it just doesn't apply.
I don't think so.
You know, if you're a true Allen Iverson fan, you know that he almost couldn't play college basketball because he got into a huge fight at a bowling alley. So we know that he has bowled before.
He's done bowling.
And I think you get to those level of athletes, and they have just such supreme confidence in themselves that they
just think they're good,
delusional to where he'll find a way to be at least decent.
Yeah,
find a way to.
I agree. It means you got to have good hand-eye coordination. Allen Iverson's a good pick. It would have been my pick, but you said Allen Iverson, so naturally, I'm bowling with Justin Bieber. That's who I'm picking. I'm bowling Justin Bieber. I don't care if we win or lose. We're just gonna vibe out with the vibes.
You guys aren't even gonna bowl. You're just gonna record a song.
Yeah, he's gonna ask me like, how do I bowl? I'm like, dude, I don't care. Can I have a verse with you? Like, please. I promise I will do good.
In 10 frames begging to be on one of his next songs.
Yeah, exactly. It's like, hey, dude, if I strike out, can I be on a song? And then I get like 6. I'm like, oh. Yeah, I would bowl with Justin Bieber.
It's actually a good one. Victor Wembanyama. Could you imagine him bowling?
He could just touch the head pin and then knock it over.
May just knock the pins over from the foul line.
Exactly.
That'd be wild.
Exactly. I just like, if I'm bowling with a celebrity, I don't care if we win. I don't care if they're good or an athlete. I just want to bowl with someone super cool.
Yeah. Like somebody said Jerome Bettis. Jerome Bettis is actually a super cool dude. He's bowled Mookie's event a couple of times. I know Darren was at one of the events that Jerome Bettis was bowling as well. Super nice dude and decent bowler. If you're going to win, that's a good pick.
There's a lot of football players that bowl because, like, in their contracts, a lot of athletes, like basketball players and stuff, they have in their contracts they can't do certain activities in the off season, so they have to like go golf or go bowl. So a lot of those guys play.
There was a certain football player that maybe we probably shouldn't talk about. That was pretty good bowler in Vegas. That bowled.
I was supposed to meet up with him.
Yeah, that bowled league pretty regularly, but he did some not so great things and is now in jail for a while. So
yeah,
don't need to talk about him. But yeah, there's some actually pretty solid like bowlers.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, bowling's fun. Okay, look, I downplay bowling because it's our job, and sometimes I'm like, I don't really like bowling that much because it's our job. But whenever people ask me, I'm like, look, everyone likes to bowl. Most people are like, our bowling is fun. I suck, but I have fun doing it. Mm-hmm. So, and when you're super rich, you can just put a bowling lane in like your basement and then like get decent, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be cool. It'd be interesting to see like certain people in obviously a very different environment for themselves to see how it would translate.
Who are you picking, Darren? Besides Chase Briscoe, obviously, because that's your pick. But who are you picking to bowl celebrity with?
Give me Kevin Hart.
That's such a good one. That would also be on my list.
Or like mega entertaining to watch. I feel like you'd just be cracking up the whole time.
And he's a decent bowler.
He got that dog.
He got that dog in him.
Got that dog.
Yeah. So not a full like mega big time celebrity, but I don't know if you guys watch Bob Does Sports at all. But Robbie Berger.
Dude, Robbie Berger.
Okay, he's honestly in like everyone like if you're a golfer and be like, oh, what's your like fantasy, 4 people to play with, 3 other people including yourself. Right. For that, he's honestly in that for me solely because I feel like it would be the most entertaining 4 to 5 hours ever because he's just like the funniest dude ever. Like is like takes things seriously, but it's like he's not like the most talented person in the world, so it just ends up being like super funny. and I feel like he would be extremely funny to bowl with as well. And
Right.
in some of their videos, they talk about bowling league, and they all just moved to Jupiter, Florida. So
Really?
maybe they're chilling at Bolero Jupiter, where we bowled the
The players.
Players Show in 2021, and I think the TOC was there the same year.
Mhm.
They bowl league?
They talked about bowling league. I don't think so. They may end up becoming a league. That would be incredible. And if so, we need to collab with them.
We need to collab with him. See, you saying like not a super celebrity, Chris, you'll like this pick. I'm picking Joe Santagato.
Great pick.
I want to meet him and become his best friend, and I've said that I'm going to, and I'm manifesting that. So, Joe, if you're watching this stream right now at 9:30 in the morning, be my best friend.
He's on the East Coast at 12:45.
He's awake. He's awake and doing stuff. He's probably watching, honestly. Thanks, Joe, for tuning in. I love you so much.
That would be a great pick.
I want to see people say something like this. Albert Einstein. Let's get some wild ones in there. Like, it doesn't have to be the basic guesses of like a LeBron now or Michael Jordan or whatever. Cat Williams is a good one. This is a really good one.
Yeah.
So Einstein's got the brains to figure it out, but does he have the physical capabilities to execute what he
That's
got?
True.
He might not bowl. He just may like graph out
With his mind.
exactly where you need to be, and he'll just be like a caddy. But
he'll tell you what to do.
Yeah. He's like reading greens, but reading the lanes.
Well, so back to the celebrities that we have, because did we already say that Boom Dinger's winning?
Yeah, I think we're riding Team Boom Dinger.
Yeah,
I will say it again. This title match was pretty exciting.
I mean, it has to be with a name like that. They got to make something happen.
Exciting.
Like the thing is, that could mean so many things. Like exciting could mean so many things. Like a big score, randomly everyone striking, or like gutter one to win by one.
Do we see a gutter today?
Yes.
So how many?
How many gutters? How many frames are there? How many frames are being bowled?
Well, there'll be 40 by the
60, I think, total. Right? No, more than that. 40, no, 60, yeah.
Well, it's 60 total, but there'll be 30 by the like we're not gonna guess there are gonna be any gutters from any of the pros.
I don't know if the approaches are slick. Does a gutter like throwing at a 10-pin count, or is it a gutter as in 0?
No, we're talking first ball gutter.
Well, I was raising the standard for the pros.
I don't think anybody was playing far enough right. Or actually, I mean, somebody could. I've seen Mikey throw in the gutter from 30
in front of the ball return.
Yeah.
Over 10 gutters. I feel like that's a lot.
That's a lot.
That is a lot.
I was thinking like 3 gutters, 4 gutters. I'm saying 4. There'll be like 1 a match, a game. 4. That's my guess.
I couldn't say. I didn't really watch the women's match, so
wow.
I don't know how many were there. I wasn't gonna say either way. Didn't say either way, but I will confirm there was at least one.
There was one. Was it you?
At least it wasn't me.
Okay.
Wasn't me. Not at least on a first shot.
So his teammate threw a gutter. Wait, can we change our pick?
Yeah. So you crack under pressure. I thought.
Was it on my team? Was it on another team?
Oh, you're trying to play the mind games with us. I'm
just not trying to spoil anything.
I'm going with 1 a game. Like 1, there's going to be 1 gutter a game, but nothing more. Nothing more than that.
So that's 4. So there's 6 games though.
Yeah, but I think once you get to the title match, I mean, like a team like they're gonna lock in. Yeah, they're gonna dial in because they're here for the cheddar. They're here for the cheddar. So I'm saying 1 a game. I'm super curious of what this title match is gonna look like because you said it's interesting.
I had a good time.
Well, I mean, you should have a good time regardless, but
Yeah, I had a really good time. Like it was pretty entertaining.
So,
Interesting.
so what's the winning score going to be then? Because it could go so many ways. Because, like you said, your teammate went 5 for 5 last year. If they do that, you guys could shoot 270. Like you could wrap a 10 for 270, or they could throw it in the gutter a bunch.
I feel like it's a good score, like 170.
I think I do remember the high score. I won't say what it is.
Does anyone break 200? Like I'm not asking Darren. I'm not asking Darren, but do we think somebody breaks 200?
Yeah, I do.
You think so?
I think like there's enough guys that are bowl that like, yeah, they could like throw a double and then a double for like within their frames, like the second and the fourth frame, and then you got your pros that don't miss either. So then you have a 4-bagger randomly. That's well on your way to 200.
Yeah, you would think.
I think so. I think 200 to bold. No, that's too much. That's too much. Just one. One team's gonna like figure it out a little bit and maybe get lucky, like a couple Brooklyns that turn into like a 5-pin, and then they can just pick up a 5-pin.
Interesting.
You don't think there'll be a 200 bold?
I mean, I could see it, but I feel like just a more realistic number is like 180. But I could definitely see
like high game.
I could see like a 210 being bold.
Yeah, I agree. I think one team does it. I mean, Eric has a 299 under his belt, and Kyle's made for TV, so he's gonna probably throw like a 4-bagger, and then Eric can string a couple in there.
Or I mean, even just keeping it clean and then get into the 10th frame. Kyle strikes out 210.
All right. So is that the winning score? Well, it's not, because Kyle's going to get dethroned.
Yeah, no.
That would push it at least to 11.
211?
Yeah, that would mean there was 200 games. I don't know, man. I would be impressed to see a game over 200. I would be impressed.
Very impressed. It'd be pretty much saying like you have a clean game in there.
I think the winning score is going to be in the final match in the 173. I think it's going to win the final match.
173 to what? What's the losing? Is it? It's got to be a close match, because he said
he did. Maybe
so. It's going to be close.
Because I was thinking like a 170 to 140.
It's exciting. The word I'm looking for. It was definitely entertaining. Entertaining.
All right, so I'm going to change 166 to 157.
Okay. I'm going 177 to 173.
Wow. Okay.
That count is huge.
For Boomdinger.
That's a good point.
I mean, like I said, Boomdinger, I said that they were going to show up, but only based off of like Darren's like what he's saying. I just feel like it's going to be like a really low scoring match too.
Yeah. It's going to be like 133 to 128. Probably.
And that would be awesome to see. That means the pros even bowling bad. And then that would just be fun to see. I don't know if see, like when I think of like when we do our YouTube stuff, everyone loves watching us do challenges where we're awful and like we bowl bad scores and stuff. But do you think bowling fans seeing like the PBA on national television, do you think you would like to see them struggle or the pros bowl good? Like, I feel like they don't want to see them struggle.
Yeah, because that's like when they're supposed to be like shining, to where it's like you tune in to see the NASCAR bowlers or NASCAR drivers bowling being bad and be like, wow, look how impressive the professional bowler is and look how terrible the NASCAR driver is.
Yeah.
And it's like you go up and the NASCAR driver gets like 8 and then makes the spare. You're like, whoa, that's sick. And then the pro goes like 6-2. And then the pro bowler goes like 6-2 and misses. You're like, wait a second.
How
NASCAR.
much do you think?
think?
How much do you think people really care about this event compared to like a regular?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
if they started bowling bad, it'd be like, oh, well, it's just fun. They're doing whatever.
Yeah, I
You
don't.
know,
I don't think it's like a
they
super,
hold too much weight to it.
but it's one of the. I
Man,
think
this
that's
guy's
more-
terrible. How did he get on this show?
I
Well,
think
it was made for TV. He got picked.
Yeah. No, I don't think any of us have been to a NASCAR event.
I would love to go back though. Like if I got the opportunity to do this again, I definitely would.
Yeah, I've never gone there, but I'm always up to try new things, so I would go to one. And I heard the crowds are a little rowdy, and I like to get a little rowdy. So
They like to party.
Yeah.
I cannot confirm or deny whether I like to do that, but I would like to go to one. It would be fun. I really enjoy going to new things and like learning about.
Chris, can you hear him?
Yeah, you're fading.
Your mic's getting super quiet.
Hold on.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
Like, where's he going? It's just getting quieter and quieter. It's like you're just backing away.
It unplugged for a second. I don't know why, but like you said, you got to go like behind the scenes and see how things like that works. I appreciate to go into stuff like that, even though if I don't care about racing or not, it's cool to like see the process and how they do all the behind the scenes stuff. So I would love to go to one.
It was cool.
Yeah.
It is pretty cool.
Well,
8 minutes.
I was just about to say, it's about that time to tune in and watch the last day of the All-Star weekend. And it's on Big Fox today, which I put FS1 earlier, and that was my bad, but I changed it. So day 3 of the All-Star weekend, the final day of the first ever All-Star weekend. Tune in to Fox at 1 p.m. Eastern for the NASCAR Invitational, where there's a lot that could happen, guys. And we got the coolest name ever made of ever on TV. So if you're not tuning in for Team Boomdinger, then what is we doing?
Yeah.
What is we doing? And go bowling. You might be able. Actually, it's a little late if you want to watch the show and go bowling at the same time. But if you're close to a bowling center,
It's
go
not
bowling.
too late. Is the show's
bowling.
is it still an hour or is it? It's an hour.
Well, there's a clash as well.
Oh yeah. There's a
Mike Albee is participating.
yeah. So it's Mike Albee and then 8 other either NASCAR drivers or
I got it right here. The checkered flag clash competitors.
I'm taking Mike Albee. I didn't watch this at all. So
there's a guy with the last name Honeyman. Why are these names so cool?
Yeah, so it's either NASCAR drivers or commentators / reporter.
So we know who Kev is picking.
Leland Honeyman is my pick for everything. He's got this. Honeyman has the sweet roll, sweet as honey.
Yeah, I mean, going up against Mike Albee, but it is only like it's a one-shot roll-off thing, I believe. So it's like kind of like they did the LBC thing where it's like low person out. That leads to anyone having a chance. Just saying.
I am taking.
No one has a chance against a man like Honeyman. Okay, no one has a chance. I'm overwhelmed with the names that they have. Okay.
Yeah, one of the greatest players of all time. You're not even.
Kev's kid's name's gonna be Boomdinger Honeyman.
Oh, and to think that Baxter Bean was my favorite name, I'm changing his name today. He's gonna have to learn a whole new name. Yeah, I didn't know that there was a classes. It was right here in front of me on my screen.
Yeah, so it is 2 hours. So the first hour should be the celebrity pro match, and then I think the second hour is the checkered flag. What is it called? The
Clash.
checkered flag
clash.
So
say that 3 times fast.
No.
Go ahead. Okay, cool. I rap and I'm not doing that.
So we're going Honeyman and Boomdinger. I'll go Albee and Boomdinger. I mean,
now, dude, you better put some respect on that sweet Honeyman's name. Okay.
Albee and not available.
Yeah, Albee and
NA.
and not applicable for making a selection.
Yeah, you don't get to pick. Well, guys, 4 minutes. Tune in. Thank you guys for watching the pre-show show. all weekend with us. It was early for me and Darren, but we do this for the people. I don't want to say that we need praise, but we woke up pretty early for this. But nonetheless, guys, tune in to Fox in 4 minutes. And is it in 4 minutes?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And go watch some of the best NASCAR drivers and the best bowlers in the world bowling head to head, and Team Boomdinger. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Sweet.
Sorry, Darren. I love you, but
Dang,
Team
dang,
Boomdinger.
it's all good.
All right, guys. We'll be seeing you.
Light.
Team Boomdinger.